Good afternoon and welcome. Of course, I'm going to make a quick video. Now, having not had time to see it last week, Channel 4 TV 7:30, it was regarding the DWP and the treatment of disabled people. Now, I finally got around to watching it on the replay, and I attempted to record it on my computer, but unfortunately it would not let me record the actual video, but it did let me record the audio. So I have this audio that I'm going to play. I just wanted to comment about it because it's quite shocking, really. And actually, I know that one of the subscribers mentioned it in a comment. And so obviously they watched it live and saw the comment, and they posted it. So let's have a listen.
The DWP is, I suppose, a reflection of our society's attitudes to disabled people, and a survey by a government disability unit found out that 35% of the public feel the disabled are a burden on society. And isn't that the real problem?
I'm actually quite shocked that 35% of this country think that disabled people are a burden. I know that we are considered to be useless eaters and not worthy of being here. And I know that obviously the DWP and the Tory government have been, well, they've been killing us off for the last 12 years with various, and this TV and this programme obviously highlights a few of them that have been suffering with their actions and behaviour. And of course, it's all down to attitude and training of the people out there to believe that part of society is not worthy. And unfortunately, it looks like being disabled in this world is getting harder and harder. I know when I was younger, it was a novelty to see somebody with a disability, and I know that people were very condescending in the when I was a kid. Oh, isn't he doing well? Oh, isn't he doing well? Oh, it's lovely, child. Oh yeah, lovely. I don't know how you cope. That's obviously talking to my parents. And then of course it's a struggle through life as a teenager, getting a job and working and being refused jobs because of your disability. I know that I had the last laugh on one particular job. I think I have mentioned it before here. I had applied for a computer job. I had very little experience in computers, but I had self-taught, and it was a job doing databases. At the time, I was on a government training scheme, so it was basically working for your benefit money. That's the type of jobs that they had in the 80s. I was unemployed for 8 years. I had a job for 10 months, 11 months before I was made redundant from school, that was. So I went straight to a job, had it for about 11 months and then lost it, and then was unemployed for 8 years until 1988 when I applied for various jobs and got one. And of course, in the meantime, there was no jobs available for me to do. So I basically occupied my time by learning, self-learning, computer programming and things like that. And eventually the job I did get was doing database programming and writing software using, I think I was using Amstrad 1512 machine, which was IBM type computer. It was in a rubber factory, so it was making tyres. The programs I wrote were used on the computers in the factory to record health and safety data and quality control. So they were recording, stats, things like that from the machines, and testing. And of course, this job was very good. I enjoyed it. I did it for 5 years, and then obviously moved on to other jobs. But for 5 years, I was writing programs for a living, and I really enjoyed it. And it was from that point, before I got that job. In fact, that job that I got was directly the response of the previous job, where I applied to go for this database job with the firm, and they interviewed me, and I didn't get it. They refused me to get it, and I thought, oh well, that's a bit of a bummer. I was quite looking forward to that. I contacted the job centre and told them that I was disappointed, because in those days the job centre were actually working to get you a job, to help you. They weren't like nowadays, where it was all about sanctions. Basically, I said to them, "Look, you've got a scheme that you can put me into there as a trainee, and I would work for my benefit money, and basically I could go and prove to them that I was worthy of this job." And that was my plan. My plan was to go and work in the job, doing the job that they refused to give me. Anyway, I started work. They agreed to it. I started work there, and the guy that they had actually employed, a young chap, he was bloody useless, because after a little while I was actually showing him what to do and how to do it, because he had no clue. Anyway, long story short, I was there for 3, 4, 5 months, something like that, and this job came up in the rubber factory, in the tyres. I applied for that because it was full-time money, it wasn't benefit money. So, and why would you want to work like full-time hours, 40 hours a week, for benefit money? It wouldn't. It's stupid. Anyway, the idea is I applied for the job and I got it. So I handed in my notice, and I said I'm leaving to get this job, and thank you for the opportunity, and bye bye. So I left. Anyway, I started in the job, and I think it must have been a month or two later, at least a couple of months later, I had a phone call and a visit at my house. It was the boss. He came round and he said to me, "Look, I'm really sorry about refusing you the job. I can see that you did a good job. Would you be at all interested in coming and working for us full time?" Yeah, well, you can guess what I said, because I was quite happy where I was, on the money that I was on, and basically I took great pride in telling him to stick his job up his arse, because he didn't want me the first time round, and basically he can sod off. So that was it. And the other time that I had issue with being a disabled person in the workplace was, I think it was it one job after or 2 jobs after that, I applied for and got a job as a field engineer. So I was going to drive around and go and fix computers. Again, all self-taught. So, I mean, when I had that job, I did actually do a proper couple of qualifications. However, that's not the point. The point is, I was employed to do this job. I was qualified to do the job according to this the chappie that interviewed me. Anyway, I turned up on the first day, and there was loads of us. Because they had a new contract that they'd just taken on. It was with Lloyds Bank, and our job would be to go around the various banks and fix their kit. So on that day, we were given the car and everything, and off we trotted. Anyway, a few days later, I had a call from the boss. come into the office, please. I want to have a word with you. So I thought, oh shit, what's that about? He said, I'm not sure if you can manage this job. You're going to have to be lifting stuff, lifting heavy monitors and things like this. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. Why are they suddenly picking this up now? I've been taken on as an employee. I've left my other job. I just said, well, what's the problem? Oh, you have to get somebody to write you a letter to say that you can do it, like a doctor or something like that. So I went to the CAB and I said to them, right, they said, well, it's probably discrimination, disability discrimination. And obviously, so I took their advice and I sent this information off to the boss. And I said, look, you can't discriminate. There's ways around it. Anyway, I did the job for 5 years and I got commendations on that job. I got commendations from the various people that we worked for, like the bank. So in the end, it all turned out okay. But it was just the whole thing about disability and being targeted as, well, just not worthy. So I can appreciate that it's a difficult life to be disabled and in the workplace. But this survey that they've done, 35% of people in the world, in this country, think that we are a waste of space. That is horrendous. I am absolutely disgusted with people. And I appreciate that maybe this survey is a little bit biased, because they usually are. And I appreciate that, but I have actually personal experience of being like this, discriminated and abused. And certainly it's not a nice place to be. So I just sort of share that with you, because some of you out there may be feeling or have experienced the same thing. And that is all I can say really, is that. So that's it for today. Have a good day. Bye for now.